Good morning, guys. Jonathan Brown Menzies coming at you from the beginning of the Highline. And the Highline, it's a raised park in New York City. These used to be all railroad tracks, and they converted it into just kind of like a park, just like a walking park. It's not spread out wide. It's kind of like long and narrow. It just follows the old raised railroad tracks. So here we are on 34th Street between 11th and 12th on the west side of Manhattan. And I don't know if you can see some of these buildings, but haven't really had a chance to walk around here in a long time, and the first thing that struck me was all the new construction, all this new residential construction, a lot of these new condos. There's cranes all over the place, and we got the Jacob Javits Center over here, Convention Center, New Yorker Hotel up there. I don't know if you can see that, and One Penn Plaza, that's on 8th Avenue. So let's look at this map. This section of the Highline just recently opened. I don't know if it was this year or last year or something, but as you can see, it goes all the way through Chelsea down to Gansevoort Street in the Meatpacking district. So let's take a quick look at these rules. No picking flowers, no throwing objects, blah blah blah, all the basics. Closes at dusk, and then they have certain events. They have a plant of the week, which is a sassafras albidum, and culture, I guess, different. Oh, they have stargazing. That's pretty cool. So here we go, guys, and they have these things up here, so you can't drive any kind of motorized devices. I don't know if it's strictly walking or if they allow bikes and skateboards and stuff on here too. We'll see. But anyway, I'm not going to keep the camera on the whole time because Gansevoort Street is probably going to take me a good, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. I'm just walking at a leisurely pace. But let's see, I'll keep the camera on for another minute. We'll get this view of New Jersey over here, the dirty Jers. Probably some good water views, and I know as you get down towards Chelsea and Meatpacking District, it's some really interesting overlooks that you don't get to see many other places in Manhattan. Cool perspectives. So let me just turn around. We'll look at this is Midtown Manhattan here, this big construction project. Let's see, and it's kind of quiet here today, like I said, because of the weather. It's not cold, it's just, well, I guess a little cold because of the rain. Even though it's May, you need a jacket. We got the West Side Highway here, busy as usual. And oh, one boat out there in the river. So that's it for now, guys. As we get down towards Chelsea, I'll check in with you again, okay? And guys, here we are a little further up on the Highline, and a good view here of the Hudson Yards. It looks like all out of service Long Island Railroad trains, diesel engines here. And the plan is to cover all this up and build on top of it like a mix of like commercial, residential, retail. It's going to be kind of like a city within a city, and this is something that's been in the works. I think Donald Trump originally wanted to do it in like the early 80s or something like that, but it stalled for one reason or another. And finally, this year, I can't remember the developer's name, but got all the approvals, and it's finally going to happen. So here we are. We're probably on like 30th Street now, and we're going to continue to make our way up towards Chelsea. Alright guys, Jonathan Brown Menzies here, back at you, and it looks like an old picture here of the Highline, what it looked like before the restoration, just kind of like weeds everywhere, and then another picture of what it used to look like when it was in use. This looks like a freight train, and it says over here that CSX donated the tracks to the city. So we're just going to go further down, and one thing I like, I don't know if you can see it here, some of these old details like the iron gates and stuff like that. These are all new, but the old details further down, we'll get them later. And then they added a lot of these kind of like wooden benches with natural woods kind of to blend in, make it look kind of like woody, and I don't know, whatever you call it. What's the word? Woody, natural. So here it is, some more of these like iron gates back from the probably early 1900s, and beautifully restored, painted and everything. So here they kind of switched from pavement to, it looks like these, I don't know what you call them, like concrete slabs that look like they can be kind of pulled up and replaced pretty easily. And look at this, one of these, it comes right up and it turns right into a bench like this. I've never seen anything like that. So that's pretty cool. And they definitely put a big emphasis here on the greenery on the plants. It doesn't seem like, well, they've gotten to it a little bit, but I'm sure it's beautifully landscaped in the summertime coming up. So now we're getting kind of like cutting through the buildings. And it was saying on that sign before that one of the reasons they built the Highline was the freight trains passing through at street level were just causing too many accidents. Probably people getting hit, cars getting hit, whatever. And this is before, you know, modern signals and, I don't know, radios or whatever. So everything was really antiquated. So they just said, hey, let's put it up and everything will be out of our way. So here we are. It looks like they have part of this fenced off because it's I guess under construction. And look at that, they have the actual old railroad track. I don't know if you guys can see that through this gate. The old railroad track, they just left it in place. I like that. And let's see, I guess we're walking back towards, is this going to be 10th Avenue maybe? I don't know. But let me get back to you in a little while, guys, and we'll see what's up next. And guys, this is pretty cool. From the Highline we get a up-close view of this construction site, kind of the building right next door, and you can look right inside and see the workers carrying pipes and stuff in there. Really nice perspective because you wouldn't get to see this anywhere else. And guys, I just want to show you this apartment here. The window is right next to the Highline, and if these guys were good at gymnastics or something like that, they could just put that window up and climb right over onto the Highline. And it's got to be kind of annoying living next to a park and having probably thousands of people walk by your bedroom window every day, but it's got to be way better than the 1800s when there were noisy freight trains rolling by all day long. Guys, we got some more construction on the Highline. It looks like these are going to be like decks or balconies. One of these, it's going to be kind of like, well, not quite even with the Highline, but almost. And we got a crane just bringing the gear up. And look at those windows. It's kind of like a, I don't know, is it Frank Lloyd Wright? No, not Frank Lloyd Wright. What's the architect that did like the Guggenheim and all that with those curves? And then we got some more older apartments here with, again, the windows literally right next door to the Highline, and then you got these apartments across the street, and these guys, they got the shades drawn. You can't see anything. And I guess that's the way to go. If I lived here, I would definitely have permanent shade drawn. And here we are, guys, a little further down on the Highline, 10th Avenue, and I can't really tell what this is, maybe like 25th or something like that. And as you can tell, the floorscape has changed. It's kind of an industrial look now, and nice jungle theme. We got some pretty big trees. So we're going to keep going little by little. I think we're not quite halfway there, but getting there. And we'll see what's coming up next. I know they have a performance area coming up, and one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is the Standard Hotel. It's a big hotel that kind of towers over the Highline, and it's famous for naked people walking by in the windows and like flashing the people on the Highline. So we'll see if we can see any of that. And guys, just wanted to show you this two-bedroom condo with terrace for sale, literally right off the Highline. And I guess these owners just couldn't handle people walking by all day looking over their terrace. That fence isn't quite tall enough to give them enough privacy. So as you can see, let's see, can you guys see this? The Highline here, and their terrace and apartment is right there. So I guess their only alternative is to build a taller fence, but then you're kind of like boxed in. So they said, let's bail out, can't handle it. And here we are at a nice scenic overlook on 10th Avenue and 18th Street, right in the heart of Chelsea. And it looks like they got a little food cart here. I don't know if you can see this cutout. It looks like they sell popsicles here in the warmer weather. And then you can see a little piece of the Hudson River over there. So we're going to keep going. Here we are looking at the outdoor performance area. It's kind of like stadium seating. And I guess this is if they have a band or something like that in the summer. Obviously nothing going on now on a rainy day, but we're going to keep making our way downtown. And surprising, it's not a great day out, and the number of tourists here, it's really shocked me. It seems like mostly well, a lot of New Yorkers taking a break on their lunch hour or whatever, but particularly a lot of international tourists. You can tell with the selfie sticks and everything, but it's really a great thing. It's not only something for locals to enjoy, but it's a tourist attraction that's drawing people to New York City. Just wanted to show you this really quick. It's a little bit of unique architecture here. It's a bridge connecting these two buildings, and it looks like it probably dates back to, I don't know, early 1900s, maybe even before that. And I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but the Highline actually has a store. They got t-shirts, probably magnets, postcards, anything you can think of. And the way the Highline is structured, it's not exactly part of the New York City Parts Department. It's an independent nonprofit, and I remember there was a lot of controversy because I don't know if he's like the chairman or the CEO or the nonprofit or executive director or whatever his title is, can't remember the exact numbers, but he's making a really huge salary, more than the mayor, more than the Parks Department guy in New York City. And oh, we got, looks pretty good. Coffee, $4 or $5, $3.50. Okay, looks pretty good. I think I'll pass for now, but. And here we go, guys. A little something special on the Highline to pose with if you want. No tip jar or anything. I guess he's just kind of screwed to the ground, or is he real? I don't think he's real. He looks a little too waxy. But the tourists can't get enough of it. And here we are, guys, on the Highline, looking up at the rooms of the Standard Hotel. A few of the curtains open, but it looks like everybody's on their best behavior so far, so I guess we can keep the PG rating on the channel. And here we are, guys, almost at the end of our Highline tour, but I just wanted to highlight these water towers that you see a lot in Chelsea, the Meatpacking District, Union Square. A lot of these buildings, the modern buildings, they have them too. They're just covered up, but the old buildings, they have them exposed. So we're kind of at the end. Again, the Standard Hotel right there. Looking out at New Jersey, you can see the W Hotel. So we're going to make our way to the end, and I'll check in one more time, and then it's a wrap. And this is it, guys, the very end of the Highline. And as you can see, we're on Gansevoort and Washington Street here in the Meatpacking District. And particularly this building here, it kind of still looks authentic. It looks like it used to be the old, I guess, meatpacking slaughterhouses right here in these buildings, and they kind of kept them the same, and now it's high-end retail. So anyway, thank you for joining me on this tour of the Highline. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Subscribe to this channel. Any suggestions or comments you have, I welcome all of it. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Anything you want to see, send me a message or leave it in the comments box. Until next time, thanks a lot, guys.